this video, I'm going to be talking about my all-time favourite Doctor. This time played by Tom Baker. As you can tell, I'm actually moved my cardboard cutout of Tom into the background, and I've got his Sonic, his scarf. Well, I've got two of his scarves. One's on the chair, as you can see, which is his season 12 to 14 scarf. I'm wearing his season 15, 16, and a little bit of season 17 because in season 17 they combined the two scarves together. So I'm going to literally leave Tom here so he can sit along. I'll stand just there while I talk, while I move the camera a bit more closer. Now you've seen him and you can still see him a little bit. So my favourite Doctor, again, is Mr. Tom Baker. So my cousin Sammy asked me to discuss either compare all of the Doctors or talk about my specific favourite Doctor. My favourite Doctor is Mr. Tom Baker. This is for Sam. This is my favourite Doctor, Mr. Tom Baker of all time. Now, Tom Baker was such an alien Doctor. He didn't have such the emotions of a Doctor. I mean, come on. Would you like a jelly baby? Put the knife away, or I will kill him with this deadly jelly baby. So Tom Baker, in total, has 43 stories and 179 episodes in his whole run. Over 7 years, 7 fantastic seasons with Sarah Jane, Harry, Leela, K9 Mark 1, K9 Mark 2, Leela, I've always said Leela, sorry, Romana 1, Romana 2, Adric, Nis and Tegan. So I've ranked these episodes in my favourite order, how I rank each episode out of 43. So let's get into this. So in 43th place, I've had to put the Leisure Hive. The Leisure Hive is such a crap story for Tom. He's just absolutely rubbish. You can tell Tom's not enjoying it. You can tell he's actually so boring in this. 42th place, I've put Warrior's Gate. This is the last story of the E-Space trilogy, and it's not very good. I just don't like it that much. I don't mind it. I don't mind any of these stories. I'm still watching because it's got my favourite Doctor in it. But I think it could have been a lot better, especially if it's the last story to feature Romana and K9. 41 is Destiny of the Daleks. So Destiny of the Daleks is the weak Dalek story of the 1970s. Well, basically it's the weakest Dalek story of everything, including Daleks in Manhattan, Evolution of the Daleks. That's the weakest for the modern stuff. Number 40 is the Reboss Operation. Again, this very first part of the Key to Time. I just don't really care for this story. 39 is Underworld. Now, Underworld I find absolutely terrible and absolutely boring. Well, specifically, it's a good story. I don't actually find it that boring. It's just the bad CGI effects make it look so dull and boring. It just doesn't entertain me as much. 38 is The Haunts of Naimon. Yeah, I'll talk about that when I get to my review. 37 is Nightmare of Eden. 36 is The Androids Invasion. Now, I don't really care for Androids Invasion. This is the only one that's very low down in the Philip Hinchcliffe era as the show producer, because I just don't really care for the Androids Invasion. 35 is the Androids of Terra from Key to Time. Now, this is the fourth story to Key to Time. I don't really care for this one. I find it really, really boring. The only good thing about it is when the Doctor just falls asleep with his hat on while he's fishing. 34 is the Invasion. Yeah, the Invasion of Time, where the Centaurs invade Gallifrey. The Doctor's got to stop the Vardens. Blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. Not a bad story, but you get... As I say, there's no bad stories. This is just how I do actually generally rank them and what I personally think of them. 33 is the Power of Kroll. I do quite enjoy Power of Kroll. Not many people do. 31 is the Creature from the Pit. 30 is the Sunmakers. 29, I've put the Santon Experiment because it's okay. It's a good story from Philip Hinchcliffe, but it's not one of my personal favourites and how I rank them in like different aspects. 38 is State of Decay. Now, I love it. The Doctor versus ancient vampires. Really interesting stuff. 27 is the Full Circle. Quite enjoyable. The Armageddon Factor is 26. 25 is the Stones of Blood, and 24 is the Pirate Planet. Now, the Pirate Planet is an absolutely classic story. I just love the Pirate Planet. Absolutely love it. Absolutely fantastic story, and it's the best story from the Key to Time season, aka season 16. 23, I've put Legopolis. Tom Baker's last story where he regenerates. Now, I don't actually mind this one. I actually think it's a good regeneration story. I do kind of enjoy it, especially when Tom goes, "It's the end. The moment has been prepared for." 22, I've put The Invisible Enemy, where the Doctor picks up this kind of microorganism disease in his mind, and he kind of gets infected with it, and he just tries to kill him that way, or tries to spawn out of him, but he literally shrinks himself to defeat that. That's really kind of a good idea. 21, I've put Maglos from season 18. Now, this one, I just love it. It's one of my favourite stories from season 18. Well, second favourite story from season 18. I just love the whole, like, cactus alien creature shapeshifting into a human, and then shapeshifting into the fourth Doctor to try and get his hands on, like, this little star to make his plan fully work. But he's then foiled by the fourth Doctor. Number 20, I've put Images of Fandal. Now, I had done a review on Images of Fandal not too long ago. I love Images of Fandal. It's the second time I've actually watched it, and it's just so fantastic. Check out my review on Images of Fandal. 19th place, I put The Seas of Doom. Now, this one I love because it's got Scobie, played by the person who plays Boise in Only Fools and Horses. It's got a whole new alien race. Well, basically, they reuse an alien from the John Pertwee era. So when I say that, I will put a picture up of the crinoid, because it's literally just like the Axon design, but they just repainted it green and used it for a crinoid, which is an absolutely classic design. Now, 18th place, I've put Terra of the Zygons. Now, in my top from 18, well, from 19 and onwards, it's all the best stories from the Philip Hinchcliffe era, because I just love Philip Hinchcliffe's era of Doctor Who. It's just a classic era. So, in 18th place, I put Terra of the Zygons. Now, this is the very first time we see the Zygons, and it's really an absolutely classic story, and it's Harry Sullivan's story where he literally is travelling in the TARDIS, but his last story is the android invasion. 17, I've put Planet of Evil, a very good kind of Jekyll and Hyde with a Doctor Who twist. I just absolutely love it, especially when you have that whole professor getting infected by the antimatter and he becomes insane, which is an absolutely classic. 16, I've put The Hand of Fear. Aldred must live. Now, I love The Hand of Fear, especially when you have Aldred like come back as like a woman, and then he changes because of the radiation and stuff, and then he comes out as a man. It's a really kind of really interesting story to do for Doctor Who to do, to be honest with you. And of course, it's Sarah Jane Smith's last story. 15, I've put The Face of Evil. I just love Face of Evil. I absolutely love it. I just read the fourth Doctor goes up to the like the statue of his face, and he goes, "I must have made quite an impression." I just love that one. 14, I've put Robot. Tom Baker's very first story as the fourth Doctor after Planet of Spiders. I just love Robot. It's a classic story. It's just one of the best ones out there for a post-regeneration story. 13th place, I've put Horror of Fan Rock. Now, Horror of Fan Rock is again introduces the Rutons, and it's the very first time we actually see a Ruton on screen. Doctor Who, the way it shape shifts and takes over the crew. It's like a whole, where literally it's like a base on your seat, but the base is actually a lighthouse, so it's very claustrophobic. It's just absolutely fantastic and well done. 12th place, I've put Shada. I put Shada because it's just an absolutely iconic story and written by Douglas Adams. I just absolutely love Shada. Number 11, I've put Revenge of the Cybermen. Revenge of the Cybermen is a really kind of fantastic story, and it's the only 1970 story of the Cybermen, and they've come back for Tom's run. So I actually do love that they put Cybermen back for Tom's first season. I am a little bit peed off that they didn't come back to fought against the third Doctor with most of his stories stranded on Earth, but I think they could have done one in season 11 or season 10 when he's got the TARDIS back working. Now into my top 10 episodes of Tom Baker. So in 10th place, I've put City of Death. Now this one is a very, very interesting story set in Paris. I just absolutely love it. It's just another iconic episode for Doctor Who, and it's just one of the best ones from season 17. Number 9, I put The Brain of Morbius. Now, The Brain of Morbius, again, is just another classic story where you have a whole Time Lord brain set on the planet Khan. You meet the Sisterhood of Khan, the Exeter of Life. It's just a fantastic story, especially when the Time Lords take control of the Doctor's TARDIS to try and stop Morbius from coming back fully. 8th place, I put The Robots of Death, a fantastic murder mystery story from season 14. Now, season 14 is my favourite season for Doctor Who, but When I explain, I'll explain why that one is. When I do the actual whole, I've already done whole season 14 review, haven't I? Yeah, I just absolutely do love the Robots of Death. It's just another iconic story. So number 7. Now this one is the only story from season 18 I absolutely love, and it is The Keeper of Traken. Now we go to Traken with the Master. It's just another iconic episode, and I just absolutely love it. And it's the first appearance of Nyssa. It's literally straight after E-Space trilogy, so you have 2 stories before Tom. This is like the second to last story of Tom being the Doctor. It's just an absolutely doozy of a story. 6th place, I put Pyramids of Mars. Now, Pyramids of Mars is one of my favourite stories from the Finch Cliff era for season 13. I just absolutely love it. I mean, Sutek, who is your leader? Sutek is supreme. Right then. Sorry about that. The camera, I had to delete some space on my phone so I can carry on with recording. So, into my top 5 Tom Baker episodes. Now, are you sitting comfortably for me to carry on? So let's do it. So, that's a recap from 40. Wow, I've re-added it all up. It's actually 41 episodes, not 43. So because I forgot I've missed out 32. Oh dear. So into my top 5 episodes of the Tom Baker era, I've put in, for 5th place, I've put The Mask of Mandragora with the Mandragora Helix. And set in Italy, just an absolutely iconic story. Don't mind it, just absolutely brilliantly well done. 4th place, I've had to put The Deadly Assassin. Now, I love it. What more do you need? The Doctor on Gallifrey, battling against the Master. What more do you need? It's literally a Time Lord vessel, and it's the first time we're on the planet Gallifrey. I broke my Sonic. My 4th Doctor Sonic just broke off. Oh dear. These are the 2nd Doctors. Oh wow. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. That's good old Sonic. 3rd, now into my top 3. Now my 3rd favourite story of this season is the Ark in Space. Now I just absolutely love the Ark in Space. The Rirren, where the Rirren just invade the Ark, take over Noah, just so they could try and spawn. It's just another fantastic episode. Now into my top 2 episodes of the Tom Baker era. So in 2nd place, I've put The Talents of Wing Chun. Now this one is another murder mystery story, like a Sherlock story. Well, the 4th Doctor is basically dressed up as Sherlock Holmes. So if I just get you the season 14 box set, there you are. See, that's what Tom wears in Talents of Wing Chun. I just absolutely love it, especially when Leela just grabs hold of a Chinese man and goes, "Shall I kill him now, Doctor?" That is just literally absolutely funny, where she just goes, "Can I kill him now, Doctor?" And with the big giant rat as well in the sewers, that's another fantastic scene. Now, my all-time favourite story is Genesis of the Daleks. Wow. Genesis of the Daleks. What do I want to say? The Time Lords send the 4th Doctor onto Skaro to stop the Daleks from ever being created, which the 4th Doctor fails, but he does stop them from being developed in 1,000 years. It's just an absolutely iconic story. Now, this is Doctor Who's 100th episode, and it's just absolutely amazing and such a fantastic episode of Doctor Who ever. So this is me ranking all of the 4... Excuse me, let's take that off. This is me ranking all of the 4th Doctor's stories from Robot to Legopolis. Now, I just love the Tom Baker era. He's my favourite Doctor. I was going to do a video of comparing all the Doctors together for my cousin Sammy, but it's very hard for me to say that because I can tell you how I rank the Doctors, but to compare Doctors to some, it's very difficult, because if I want to go by the darker side of the Doctor, there's just been so many. I mean, you've got William Hartnell, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, and of course Peter Capaldi, Eccleston, Tennant Smith. You've just got so much on the dark side of the Doctor. You've got a bit of dark side of Tom as well, but you've also got a bit of a humour side of the Doctor with Tom. I just absolutely love it. So thank you for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe and share to my channel, and please join me again for another video on another review later today. Thank you for watching.